Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We're going to throw another myth on the table and let you decide if you want to believe us or not. The myth, Adam, is, this is one you hear all the time, if you really want to get lean, you got to eat fish. You got to, specifically white fish. 3, 4, 6 meals a day. You just got to go to Costco and buy this stuff by the crate, and that will, of course, get you lean. Now, on the pro side of this debate, it's just lean, right? I mean, you can't get much lower in fat intake than if you're eating a grilled or baked white fish. But do you hear, associated with this myth, people discussing any other qualities of the food, anything that makes them think that there's just something that is in fish that helps you get lean?
I've never heard any reasoning behind why people think that myth is true, other than it's just almost a circulating magical peak week meal plan that keeps going around for decades and decades and just won't go away for some reason. Still to this day, I see people who are eating either orange roughy or tilapia for 100% of their meals because somebody just thinks that that's the right thing to do. And it's just not. I like that you said white fish though, because I could see with it being lower fat that that's going to help you lose more body fat calorically. But I've heard a lot of people, like you said, with the myth, fish will make you lean. Well, then you have salmon that has a really high fat content. So you have to be very specific with what type of fish you would get.
Yeah. And so much of this is context driven. You can look at studies that show saturated fat will improve your heart health, decrease your risk of heart disease, and you can obviously find more evidence against that. But again, it comes down to how are you clearing those metabolites from your bloodstream? Are you active? Are you training aggressively? Are you having a lot of extra fat plus with still a higher amount of carbs? And so something like eating a white fish, of course, you're getting less fat in that meal, in that protein source, which may be fine. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing to consume fish, but as you said, Adam, just don't assume the perspective that just because it's fish, it's going to make me leaner. It's just going to help you shave a few grams of fat out of that meal, probably.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned context, because when we look at things nowadays, we tell our clients your protein, carbs, and fats are here. Essentially back in the day where people were eating chicken every meal, and then all of a sudden it changes to an all-fish plan. That was essentially just moving the fats down. Unfortunately, the people giving these diets out didn't understand what they were doing. They were just like, this is what my coach did for me, and I switched to fish 4 weeks out. But really that is just a move in fats is all that is.
And we talked about this a couple episodes ago, but even though you and I both understand the value of carbohydrates, and even though they have to be managed and they have to be part of that calorie deficit, we never ever throw carbs completely out with the vast majority of our clients. And at the same time, even though we might say, okay, we prefer a little bit of a lower fat diet because in research and in reality, that just seems to work. Sometimes we want a little extra fat. Sometimes you want that extra boost of satiety from it. So if you have some red meat or some egg yolks or something like that, all of a sudden you feel like, wow, I can go twice as long between meals without any hunger just because I added a little fat here. So sometimes having that super lean white fish can backfire in that regard.
Absolutely. You start getting hypoglycemia and feeling like you're going to pass out just for being, so low fat and just not having any blood sugar stability. That can be a really difficult spot to be in. And I think we all watching this podcast have probably had a workout where we've worked out too much and we get hypoglycemic, and we know how bad that feels. So yeah, it can definitely backfire on you.
Yep. All right, guys, again, thanks for watching and listening, and feel free to share this around. We want to make sure a lot of competitors and coaches are getting, just by sheer force, this kind of information where people can start learning to put some of these myths to rest and understand why. So hang in there. We got a couple more episodes in this revisited series, and we'll catch you then.